I just bought a NewAir 48 quart 12 volt fridge that has both a freezer compartment and refrigerator compartment. I've only plugged it in once to use it. You can make either side a freezer or either side a refrigerator, or both sides freezer or both sides refrigerator. It comes with nice wheels, handle. It's not overly heavy. Has a cutting board on the inside and cup holders on the outside. I also have a Jackery 500, Explorer 500, and I want to see how long the Jackery can run the NewAir fridge starting completely off without being previously cooled down. So I'm going to turn on the Jackery. It is at 100%. And now I'm going to turn on the NewAir fridge. Okay, I have the fridge side at 33. And I have the freezer side set at 0. Right now they're both saying it's 68 degrees inside the house here. So we'll see how long it takes them to cool down to their desired temperature. It should also be noted that the NewAir has a maximum cooling rate, or a ego flow cooling rate. It comes from the factory on maximum, which is what I have it on to try to get the temperature down. And it shows that it is between 12.5 and 12.6 volts pulling from the Jackery. Still showing 68 degrees, which I think is the maximum, so we'll see how long it takes to get down to temperature. The Jackery is pulling 54 watts while the NewAir is still trying to get down to temperature, and the battery is already at 97%, only after about 20 minutes. After about a half hour, the refrigerator side is down to 25 degrees, and it was set for 33 degrees. And the freezer side is down to 22 degrees, and it was set for 0 degrees. The compressor is still running. And now the Jackery is drawing 54 watts and is down to 94% at around a half an hour. When the refrigerator gets down to temperature, the compressor should kick off and just run sporadically and not draw as much power. So we'll come back in a little while and see where we're at. Okay, after approximately 50 minutes, the temperature is at 0 for the freezer side and at 28 on the refrigerator side, even though it was set for 33. I just changed it from the maximum cooling mode to the economical cooling mode, and the compressor shut off when the temperature hit the 0 on the freezer side. The Jackery is at 91%, and now with the compressor shut off, it is only pulling 3 watts. Now it just switched to 2 watts, whereas before when the compressor was running, it was around 54 to 56 watts. So now we'll see how long it takes for the Jackery to be depleted and run the NewAir. At 2.5 hours, the NewAir fridge is on the refrigerator side 32 degrees, which I had it set at 33, and the freezer side is at 0 degrees, which was supposed to be, and the compressor is currently not running. After 2.5 hours, right now the Jackery is pulling 2 watts and it's down to 82%. And again, that's at 2.5 hours, with the first probably 50 minutes taking to get the fridge down to temperature. We'll check back in a little while. Okay, at approximately 7 hours, the NewAir fridge is at 25 degrees for the refrigerator side, like again it was set to 33, and 2 degrees for the freezer side, and it was set to 0. So it's maintaining average temperature, fluctuating a little bit. And the Jackery is pulling 2 watts because the compressor is not running. And we're down to 62% at 7 hours. And again, it took about an hour for the fridge to get temperature, and my house is set at 76 degrees. So if it was hotter outside, it would take longer, probably be using more energy, or if it's colder, just the opposite. So far we're at 7 hours and 62% battery. Now at 11 hours, we're at 37 degrees on the refrigerator side and 0, which is where it's supposed to be on the freezer side. So it's been running for 11 hours, almost 12 hours, about 11 and a half hours. And the Jackery with the compressor on is pulling 35 watts, and it's down to 40%. So we're between about 11 and a half hours and we're down to 40%. Okay, now we're at 13 hours and the refrigerator is at 35 degrees when I had it set at 33, and the freezer is at 0, which is what it was supposed to be. Now the compressor just stopped running. So the compressor not running, it's only putting in 2 watts. And once it got the temperature, it was averaging about 30 watts with the compressor running, compared to when it was cooling down to temperature, it was pulling 50 to 60 watts. And the Jackery is now down to 34%. Okay, after 13 hours, it's apparent that the Jackery is not going to last through the night. It is like 10 o'clock at night, and my calculations is based on the fact that after the NewAir got to the temperature of 33 degrees on the refrigerator side and 0 degrees on the freezer side, it was at around 90% left on the Jackery after the NewAir reached its desired temperature. From the time it reached its desired temperature until now, it has gone down about 60%, which in my calculation means that the Jackery lost about 4.7 to 4.8% an hour after the NewAir received, or after the NewAir got to its temperature. So based on that, at 10 o'clock at night, I calculated that the Jackery will run out of power in approximately another 5 hours, so it's not going to make it through the night. So based on that, I would calculate that taking the NewAir from being completely not turned on at all, it probably will last around 20 hours from the time you turn it on until the Jackery would run out of power. Of course, that is based a lot on temperature, outside temperature, and how cold you set your NewAir. Hope you enjoyed this test.